Okay, I want to quickly go over Ipswich, and I want to have a look at why I pass, because I'm getting asked this a lot. How do I know when to pass a meeting? Okay, there's a few reasons why I pass in a meeting. Okay, one of the biggest things is, okay, again, it's the numbers. All right, I look at numbers all day, every day. And what happens is when I see that the numbers are very much aligned with the corporate bookmakers, then I just stay away from the meeting. I'm not, as I said, I'm not interested in runners that are anywhere between 250 and 350. Over time, over a year, they are my biggest losses. So whenever I start backing those runners, I know a lot of guys and punters that just stay with them. It's just toxic for me. I don't want to go near them. But one of the things that I want to go over today is, again, you saw, if anyone was paying attention, you saw that the markets did things today that are completely opposite to what we have spoken about. Whereas they've basically proven me wrong, and this is what happens with the markets. So this is not me telling you everything is correct. This is telling me today the markets did exactly what I thought that they shouldn't be doing, and this happens all the time. So we won't go over race one because we didn't. I sent out the bet, but have a look at race two. Okay, this thing here opened up at I think it was 2:30. It never budged. So that was standard. That was a flip of the coin who was going to win. And it was either the 3 or the 4. And that's when I say yawn, yawn. I'm not interested in these runners. But there were some things that I saw with the markets that I've never seen so many blowers today win, and they were winning quite easily. Like this thing here, it opened up at 260, 270, and it won. Look, we had it on top, but on a Wednesday, blowers don't actually rarely win. You see a blower in Victoria. Victoria's not so bad, but in New South Wales and Queensland, they don't actually often win. And the reason why I want to talk about this is that people understand that the markets they're so volatile, and you need to be so aware of them and so aware of what happens when these markets just go the opposite of what you think they're going to be doing. So race 4. Okay, so we had the winner there. This is what I mean when I say that I'm not interested in these races. We had the one, we had the runner up, we had all the horses. All you do on days like this is you're trying to outbeat the market, and there's just no point. And that's why Wednesday Metro meetings are the poorest. It's the poorest day on the to bet in, because all you're doing is you're trying to beat what the market's telling you don't take on. Like this thing was never losing, all right. But obviously we needed better price. Okay, so and that's when I'm looking at the sheets. I'm going, how many of these races do I have to sit here and try to beat them? So we had another race here, race 5, again, favourite. It was either the 8 or the 5. I mean, now look at the 8. The 8 thing, this thing he started at $1.40, all right, and this thing here should have won. And that's what I'm saying. This thing was $1.60, $1.75 across the board. And then for me, there's just no joy like backing these two runners. You got to flip the coin and go, who's going to win, the 6 or the 8? I'm not interested in interested in doing the guessing work. Both of them rated, one of them won. That's how I look at it, But there was a race here, race 6. Again, we're looking at these runners now and this is Ipswich as well, and that's why it's very, very hard to win on an Ipswich on a Wednesday or even on a Thursday, because this is all you're going to get. When these horses start winning, you're not going to make any money. I mean, where's the money in backing these runners? But as you can see here, okay, 240 that thing started, and this is the tricks look at this thing started at 225. Have a look what it blew out to 3. This thing here was never winning, okay, because what I saw with this thing here was $3 into $2. When they start doing, look at those dips. That's a bad dip. You think, oh well, that's the market mover. It's not. That's the tricks that they play. Okay, this thing was winning when I saw this across the board. $3, $3.20, $3.30, $3.30, $3.30. Okay, and it looked like a blower, but that actually wasn't a blower. You know, had we been on the 8, it would have been a perfect scenario. But we weren't on the 8. I didn't like it. I actually thought $3.30 was a poor price. I wanted $4.50 for this. So that's why it was not on the sheet. But you see today there's a pattern of a lot of these blowers were actually winning. Okay, then we look at race 7. And again, you know, these are the things that you have to look out for when you're looking at these markets. Now here's one where they've got a horse that have backed it in from 650 into 360, and it's won. All right, and then you've got another horse here that's 240. All right, so they're doing the complete opposite of what they should be doing today. Now, had I been sitting here, I mean, had we been betting it at Ipswich, that would have been one of those runners where we couldn't get price because we had it rated at 550. I mean, I think it hit 550 with about it hit it was $5 with 4 minutes to go. So they came for it late. Okay, so probably if we were there, we probably would have had a bet because I probably would have got on at $5. Okay, but that's rare. You don't see that often. Everyone thinks that happens all the time. It does, but when you see this, I would have been really concerned about that. All right, because if I was looking at this, I would have thought this thing was not a blower. But obviously you could see and go, well, it is. But in my eyes, it wasn't. So that's what I'm saying. They've made me look like an idiot today because I'm sitting there, I'm going, well, that can't win. All right, because they've backed it in from 6s into $4. This thing here's the winner, and this thing's gone and won. And that's what I have to work out when I'm sitting here. Which is the real money and which is the one that they're trying to suck everybody into. And again, today if I was sitting here watching this and I thought, wow, I haven't seen this for a while. But the last race was the one that really got me. The last winner, number 10, okay, it opened up at 270. All right. Now we had it rated, I think, at 450 or something like that. Look at this. Look at this. 260. $3. $260. It's ended up paying $5. So the guy that's backed this at $2.90 at $3, okay, he probably had this on top in the morning, and he sent it out, and he's probably told everybody take the $3. And this is why what we're doing is critical when we sit here. And I'm looking at all this because if we were on the 10, let's just say for argument's sake we were on the 10, and I would have had it. I had it rated at 450. Now in the morning or last night when I'm doing the line, when I'm doing the things, I'm not putting a horse that I've got rated at 450. That's the opening lines at 270. You don't know what's going to happen. Okay, you don't know what's going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen. We don't know there was something could have happened to this horse along the way. No one knows. But as you can see today, the markets did exactly the opposite of what I've been trying to tell you to do. They've been doing all week. So you're never going to be 100% accurate. All you can do is follow the patterns and see what the patterns are. Now, this thing started at 270 for a reason because they gave it a chance because it was a 270 chance. I said I had it rated at 450 or something like that. So, and when I saw that this thing was 270, it wasn't going on the sheet because I thought the likelihood of this thing blowing out to our price was going to be pretty low. So that's why it wasn't on the sheet. And this is the decisions you have to make the night before or whenever you're doing the sheets. The markets are not your friends. I'll keep saying this to everybody so people understand this. They're not your friends. We have a look at the Sydney sheet today, and the same thing was happening. And that's what I mean. I was looking at the sheets today going, wow, I haven't seen this for a while. It does happen. It's not rare. But, now the first winner, I want to go over the first winner. Now, for most of everybody then, this is another scenario where you have to make the decision what price you're going to take, and you need to adjust to the price that you take. Now, that winner there was 650, all right, into 440. All right, they just went bang on this runner. Now, I think memory serves me, I took 550 for it. That's right, because it was 550 with about 5 or 6 minutes. It was actually 650. So that's not a proper timeline there. So that should have been a bet for everybody because we only had 2 picks at 106%. Even if you're taking 450, you're still going to make money. But you need to adjust your units according to that, whatever you're going to willing to. If you're willing to drop runners to a price that you're willing to accept, well, you need to adjust your units to that price. As long as it doesn't affect the pot overly that much, and it doesn't matter. Hence, this is why I say don't take too much of a drop when you are taking a drop, because all of a sudden you're going to start taking, say I got a horse rated at $7 and it's now $4.50. All right, you don't want to get into that bad habit, because next time you'll do the same thing and you've taken a horse $2.50 under price. Now, what you have to look at in these markets quickly, as I said, this thing was $6, $5.50. So, you know, if you wanted to take the $5.50, you have to adjust it to $5.50, or you don't adjust it and you just back it at point whatever the unit sort of was. Okay, but we had a situation again here today where we had a lot of runners today that I was quite surprised with how many runners actually blew in the market and were winning. So race 2 was fine. We didn't, you know, I think I had aborted. I don't like this track anyway. So that's one of the reasons why I aborted on this track. This track's not kind to us. It's a very much leader biased track. I know there was a few winners that came, you know, throughout the day, but have a look at this thing here. Okay, the thing opened up at $1.90 in race 4. Okay, and it blew out to $3. You don't see that in Sydney. You do not see this in Sydney. Again, the markets can make a fool out of you all the time. So don't try to sit there all the time and work out why, how come. You're not going to work it out. Because if I can't sort of get it right, what hope have you got? You got zero. Okay, even, trust me, even the big boys, even the big players, they can't get it right. No one can actually get it right. If you can come close to getting right, then that's fine. And that's why I'm here. I'm trying to get it right, and I'm trying to make sure that the decisions I make don't affect everybody's banks. Okay, so I talk fast and I act fast because I need to act fast. These bastards here, they're setting, like, you know, at what point do you say, can you imagine if you'd backed this thing at $1.90 this morning? And this thing was $2 at 11:30 in the morning. So can you imagine taking $2 knowing that this thing was, you don't know this thing is going to be $3. This is how you got to bet in 2020. It seems mad and it seems chaotic, but it's not. It's the only way you can beat them. You know, this service, I'm sitting here, the analyst, the guy that's doing the sheet, is actually sitting here watching over what's going on in these markets. So, you know, it's critical for everybody, and I want everybody to understand that the service that you are getting, all right, it's top notch, all right, you know, and I'll gladly say it, and I don't say it in an arrogant way. I say it in a, you know, what we're offering is a unique service here. These sheets are unique sheets. You can win money off them, but you just need to understand sometimes how difficult it is, and especially on a metro. Then you look at race. Was it race 5? There was another race here that I want to quickly go over that I was just blown away by the fact that we got that winner in race 5. I think it was the last race. There was another really big blower, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. We got that winner there. Race 6 was on the sheet. Yeah, this one here. In race 6. Now that thing there blew from $1.40, all right, $1.40. That was as low as $1.40 at 8:30, $1.50. I mean, 220, 245. Now I'm sitting here on a normal day, I'm thinking, oh, this thing's a blower. And 9 times out of 10 in Sydney Metro that they are blowers, and they don't win. So you've seen 3 scenarios today, a couple at Ipswich and a couple at Kensington, that have actually made me look like an idiot, where I've, like, you know, everything I'm telling you guys is now all of a sudden it's reversed, and this is punting. This is why it's so difficult, and this is why I want everybody to understand it is extremely difficult to try to get your heads around the markets. These sheets are designed to try to weave around the markets. Okay, that's what they're there for, so we can catch them out. They're trying to catch me out, but I'm trying to catch them out. So, and that's what the whole game is all about. It's not how smart you are. It's not how clever your sheets are. It's got nothing to do with even the sometimes the database. It's how clever you can move around these markets. And Wednesday Metro, Sydney, Victoria, Brisbane, South Australia, Perth, you need to be switched on. This is not a bet and forget system, guys. Okay. We are not sitting here giving you a rating sheet to say go ahead and back these runners. Look, and you can see now if you were betting early or betting late, there's no, you know, the question gets asked to me all the time. Oh, why can't we bet early? Well, you can see what happens when you bet early, and it levels itself out. So over the whole year, people that bet early and people that bet late, they end up being on the same road. All right. So as again, I wanted to make sure that everybody understands, and I'm going to try to keep doing these talks daily if I can, just so everybody can get an idea of what the thought processes that we go through when we start sending out the sheets, and mainly when we start talking about these damn markets. Okay. Thanks, guys.